for the first official garden harvest of the season. So I did harvest some radishes and rhubarb earlier. This is probably about a month ago. It is the end of July now, and things are finally starting to come in here for our Minnesota garden. We got a really late start to a lot of things. The rain in the early summer, late spring was insane and flooded so many things out. So we're finally getting rolling. We've had a ton of raspberries over the last couple weeks, which has been amazing. But today we finally get to harvest zucchini and some green beans, and we'll check and see if we even have some cucumbers. We'll see. Last weekend I saw a bunch of flowers on this zucchini, so I'm hoping that they weren't all male flowers. But, oh, there's one. Okay, so we have one zucchini here. It looks like there is a few other females in here, but oh shoot, I snapped off the tip there. That's okay. It's totally good. Look at how cute this perfect zucchini is. Now we have rattlesnake beans. These beans are so cool. Now when you pick them fairly young like this, they have a really great texture, just like a normal green bean. And you can eat these fresh or saute them up, or you can make dilly beans. But look at how neat they are. This is a rattlesnake bean. We really love these beans and grow them every single year. Would you like some beans, Aspen?
Yeah.
There's beans right here for you.
Oh,
Yeah. Want to check them out? Come see how the rattlesnake beans.
it's so big. I want the beans.
You want the beans?
I want the beans.
So we have a ton of chamomile over here. I have this all over the garden. I could harvest definitely some of these and do either dry them out for teas, or I can even infuse like some oils or something with them. I don't really have time for that today, but I'm gonna try to come back to that later this week, so we'll see. But aren't they gorgeous? I just think chamomile is so beautiful. Okay, I know the other day I did see a couple cucumbers in here. It looks like we have. So these are pickling cucumbers. Let's see if I can grab this one here without damaging anything. So these are a Boston pickling cucumber. And my husband uses these to make delicious pickles. He usually does a sweet pickle, which is a bread and butter. He also does some dill, but they turn out really great. These are a nice crispy pickle. We're going to see how many we have. We have probably about 7 plants out here, so we'll see if we can get a couple of these for today. So I did notice some bad bugs in here. Where did they go? Oh no, I don't see them. We did have some of those little cucumber bugs, but I don't see them at the moment. They must have just moved. But they are doing a little bit of damage over here, but they're not too bad yet. It is insanely hot out today. I'm sweating so bad. I haven't even been out here that long. But I'm finding all kinds of these pickling cucumbers. I'm really excited about this. My husband could probably start doing his pickling very soon. Okay, so we got a ton of pickles on here. Or pickles. Cucumbers. They're not pickles yet. This is probably like 15 cucumbers. So it's super important when you have fresh picked produce like this that comes straight off the vine. You want to do what's called like a cold plunge. And you want to put them in cold water as soon as possible, because otherwise they'll start to get wilty. And this is something I didn't know for the longest time, and a lot of produce went to waste and just didn't get eaten because it was like mushy or whatever. So if you want to preserve your fresh picked vegetables, you really need to be doing a cold plunge on your cucumbers in particular. Beans also. These are also going to need a cold plunge. You can also just put them, if you don't want to plunge them in water, you can just put them directly in a Ziploc baggie or something. They just need to get cold, and that stops the growing process and allows everything to stay nice and crisp and crunchy and fresh and ready for whatever you're going to do, whether it's just fresh eat them or preserve them. Oops, I missed these plants over here. Oh, that's a big one. That one's a little overgrown for a pickling cucumber, but it's still gonna work. I forgot I had these plants over here too. This one is funny because it is completely shaded by these dill, which are gorgeous. Look at, they're insane. I didn't plant those. Those were volunteers reseeded from last year, but they create a lovely shade. Here, you can just sit here and eat a cucumber if you want. Which one? Pick one. You want that one? All right, have your little snack in the shade here. Okay, don't eat a bunch of them, just that one. Just eat the one. I'll come back and she'll have taken a bite of like all of them. We'll see. We'll find out. Okay, so I have this really gorgeous cinnamon basil here, and I don't have time to do anything with it, but I'm just going to make sure that it doesn't bolt. So I'm going to just pinch off all these little tops that may go to flower if I don't tend to it in the next couple days, which I'm going to work, so they won't be tended to until for sure Friday. So we're just going to take those off. I actually sometimes, if I'm not going to use them right away, I'll just drop them in the bed because the smell of some of these things can deter pests. And so I like to do that. So our peas did not do great this year because it got too hot too fast. But we have a few that are on this plant. I mean, we have one little guy here. And we've probably pulled off a total of like 2, maybe 3. But here's a couple. We have, looks like we have maybe 3 for the day. Eat your garden snacks? You want to eat this pea too? Yum. I love that you love garden snacks. So here's our raspberries. We have pulled a ton of raspberries, like pounds and pounds of raspberries off of these already. So there is some more to harvest today. I'm probably going to send the kids out a little bit later to grab the rest of these. But there's a really cool garden spider in here. And the kids are kind of creeped out by them. I don't know if I can get them on camera. Right there. Fresh raspberries are the absolute best. They don't last long here. All right, so we're gonna go do our cold plunge with these, and then I'm gonna come back out for the raspberries because it's just too hot for these to sit out here. Oh yeah, we're gonna go bring these in.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it's super hot today. It's so hot, so hot. The bugs are getting you too? Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Juniper brought her out. Because she wants to play. Alright, so we're adding just enough water to cover them all, and we're just going to let them sit here for a little bit. And then I'll dry them off and put them in a baggie. And these will just be in the fridge until they are ready for my husband to pickle. He may have enough to do a couple batches tomorrow, but he might want to wait to get more. And then I'm just going to actually saute these up for dinner. So after I cold plunge them for a little bit, they're going to go in a bag or maybe just wrapped up in a paper towel for a little bit. And then I'll saute these up for dinner. And the one zucchini that I grabbed, I accidentally snapped off the top here. And so with that cuticle being open, or not cuticle, but I mean maybe it's a cuticle. With that being exposed there, I don't want to let this soak in water. You could cold shock that if it had the top on it if you want. It's not really necessary for zucchini, but you do want to use these fairly quickly. They can get kind of squishy if you don't use them right away. Check this out. Look what you get to do.
Start canning?
Start canning.
Not quite.
Close.
Close.
Okay, so we have our raspberry basket. We emptied, obviously, the cucumbers and the beans and the zucchini inside. We're going to fill that up with raspberries now. And I brought a cup of water out here because I'm going to harvest some flowers. I have just a few flowers that are ready to be cut. And I'm just going to make like a small vase here of some pretty flowers. Okay, so these just needed to be picked. They're not super high quality. Like, I mean, these zinnias definitely beyond needing to be picked. This one doesn't seem like it's pollinated properly, but they needed to be picked, and here we go. So we have ranunculus zinnias, chamomile, anise hyssop, bachelor button, There's a dahlia there. And did I miss anything? Oh, there's a calendula. This is also a ranunculus.